Hey everyone, how you doing? This is Amon Green, Green Bay Packers all-time leading rusher, and you're watching Packers Total Access Live, your daily source for Packer content. Go Pack, go!
What's up, guys? Welcome into Packers Total Access. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on packernet.com. Find me on Twitter at Packers_access. Joined alongside Emilio in Tennessee. Something really weird happened just now. My browser completely crashed, took me out of the live stream, and jumped back in before the intro was done. That was pretty wild.
I was a little worried there for a second.
I don't know what to do with my
hands. That was going to be a tough intro, but I think I got it. I think I maybe could have got it.
Oh man, yeah. Hopefully everything that didn't sound too wonky on everybody else's end there, but we appreciate everybody joining us this evening. I see the chat's already on fire. I'm gonna have to get the little mini AC unit going here, Emilio. It's been rough down here in Tennessee today, my man.
Yeah, I probably went through 2 gallons of water, got home, drank some more. It's felt a little bit of a headache coming on, just that first 100-degree feel-like day. But it's just that humidity that got me, Clay, right? I mean, it was 90, it's 95, 96, which isn't horrible, but 60, 70% humidity, brutal.
Yeah, they're saying the heat index like 105 this week or something.
Yeah.
So it's good, though, man. I need to get out there and sweat some of this off, dude. I eat way too much in the winter. So.
Oh, yeah. But it's needed. Workout's nice, but I got you.
Exactly. All right, I had a couple marked in here, but they are no longer marked. See if I can find them real quick. A couple people in the chat I wanted to hit on. Here we go. So Chris Casuin says, Clayton, the PTA rundown was an awesome idea. Your commentary on Little Brothers Down South was hilarious. That should spread across the interwebs like wildfire. So if you guys don't understand what he's talking about here, we started a new little 10-minute podcast, okay? And whenever I have time, I'm going to try to continue to do this. Probably once, maybe twice a week. Here's the latest news around the Packers. Just a quick rundown, rapid fire. It's just me talking, not giving a whole lot of personal opinion, Emilio. It's just very simple, straight to the point, man. Here are the facts, bang, bang, bang. We're also releasing some history segments as well, guys. And listen, these are going to be AI generated. The history ones are. It's going to be kind of like an audio book, but we're going to be telling like the story of Curly Lambeau. We're going to be telling the Curly Lambeau one was horrible, just kind of overlook it. We went ahead and uploaded it anyway. The next one's going to be the ISPO. It's a little bit better. I've been messing with some software and get some background music put in, things to make it just a little more palatable. But again, it's more about studying the Packers and understanding the history than it is, wow, that's a high quality audio there.
Mm-hmm.
So, just some extra content we're going to get out to them.
Hey, I love it. Quick and to the point, man. That's how you get that info out there, Clay.
Yeah, quick and to the point. Speaking of that, Blake B says, drove by the Lions training facility today in Allen Park, Michigan. Gave them a one-finger salute as I passed through. We got to beat their ass this year. Amen to that, sir. Amen to that. If you guys would, hit that like button for us on your way in. And feel free to sub to the channel if you're new here. We're showing a bunch of new viewers. If everybody who viewed this channel just hit that subscribe button, boy, we probably be about 16,000 subs right now.
That's so great.
If you are passing through, hit that sub for us. We appreciate it. Tim, we got joining us now from Green Bay. Tim, how you doing today, bud?
100% late, but 100% on time for F the Detroit Lions. I love that comment, by the way. Perfect. I appreciate the one-fingered salute to our people in Detroit. I love it.
Yeah, definitely. And I see people are asking, Sofa King Cool says, anybody else's YouTube acting wonky? I'm showing bad connection. It's hilarious.
Wow. Okay, folks on the pod there, we lost Clay in the heat of the moment. So I think
as soon as he said we were losing connection, we lost connection.
Mandy's got the whole place fired up at the house. Every TV's on. But yeah, so real quick, happy birthday to Greg Rice. Sofa King Cool. Looks like Clayton just needs a new internet provider. So,
easy. I don't know what's going on with StreamYard because I've got great connection. Like my internet connection is showing everything's up to max pretty much. But on StreamYard, it's showing one bar and it says, get off Wi-Fi and plug in directly, bub. We're hardwired in here. I don't know what you want.
It's a great tip.
Yeah. If I do, Greg Rice, the Clay switch to the Temu router. Listen, if I break out, guys, you just pick up where I left off, carry it through, and I'll continue to jump back on. But let's waste no time, man. Let's get into the content for tonight. As we've already covered the weather, we've covered everything in between. Again, you guys check out those latest podcasts and videos we put out. And arsonist, I've got to hit this. I'm sorry. H.E. Soder says Curly Lambeau, player, coach, womanizer, and arsonist.
Don't forget Booze Hound. Don't forget Booze Hound.
Some of you guys don't know why he said arsonist. And maybe actually the Curly Lambeau one, if you listen to that podcast, if you watch that video we posted, and again, it's more of an audio than a video, it talks about that Rockwood Lodge, how it just, it was a horrible mistake that Curly made purchasing Rockwood Lodge, pissed the whole board of directors off, pretty much ended his time in Green Bay, and then lo and behold, at the end, the thing burned to the ground. So,
what do you have insurance for, right, Clayton?
Hey, I didn't say that. United Bates cyber attack from France. Is that Omer?
No.
I don't know. Is that a real thing, Bates? Or are you being sarcastic, man?
No. I think he was messing with you. I think he was saying it was Omer.
Got it.
Yeah, took the old supercomputer down.
All right. Everybody says their YouTube seems to be good, so I think it's just
cool. Okay, and we think it's just Clayton's internet that went down once again, folks. That is what we are dealing with on a night like tonight. And he's sweating right now, Tim.
Man,
he is sweating bullets. Mandy, what do you turn off the TV? I dropped out twice now.
Worse than Caleb Williams working at McDonald's, right? I'm telling you, sweating bullets over there.
He'd have to be. I don't know if he could handle the drive-through location, Tim. I think he'd have to be Fry Guy, maybe.
For sure.
I have no idea what's going on right now. This is wild. This has never happened. Now that's probably what Jacob's saying on his date tonight, but this has never happened. I really don't know what to do, guys. We'll try to get through this episode. I apologize. The suspense is killed. I got to stop looking at the chat. We're never going to get through. Let's jump into the content.
Looking on the board so we can talk about it once you drop out again.
Exactly. So breaking down the Packers offense, there's some stuff that come across X earlier today that I thought was really, really cool. And just wanted to kind of dive into it. Several people on Twitter had posted this stuff. Now, Football Insights put this graph out. Thought it was really cool. Explosive pass and run rate in 2024 for the Green Bay Packers and seeing how they rank across the league. So this is one of those charts that vertically along the left column, explosive passing rate. And then on the bottom, running from left to right is explosive run rate. The Packers sitting in the upper right quadrant, right where you want to be. Really, when you look at this, and you look at the median line, both right there in between vertically and horizontally, there are four teams that kind of separated themselves. The Baltimore Ravens ran away with this. The Detroit Lions, the Green Bay Packers, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So really cool to see our explosive rate increase at the rate it did last year. And I don't know if it was up from the previous year or not, to be honest with you. But when you're in the top 5 in explosives, that's where you want to be, no doubt about it. What do you think about that, Phyllis?
Yeah, absolutely. I was just trying to take a peek at who else was kind of at the peaks of each. Looking at the Rams kind of making that run, they just have explosive passes. They can't get that run. They can't get the run going though. Vikings getting closer toward the median there. So we got 3 NFC North and basically the top 16%, for pass. But we're leading the way in the run. I love that. Then the Arizona Cardinals kind of sleeper there. With the really explosive run, but not too many explosive passes. So I think that's, just a couple teams to keep an eye on. But again, 3 of those in the NFC North, and obviously happy to see Packers top right. I'm pretty sure you're right though, Clay, that this explosive rate is better than last year's, just because I do think that having Josh Jacobs and just really kind of being able to mix the whole team together really came together this past year.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. You see the balance, explosive plays are awesome, but when you're balanced in the run and the pass, you're that much more deadly, and that's why we're where we are on this chart. And I fully expect it to continue to improve. Look at this receiver room that we have now. I don't know how they're going to whittle it down to a handful of wideouts, but I'm assuming we're going to be just as explosive in the pass game, if not more so than we were last year. And this running back room, I feel really good about that too. So I fully expect us to be balanced when it comes to these explosive plays going forward. And I'd love to hear Clay's take, but he had to step out again. It's all good.
This is
Voter in the chat though. Given Love was somewhat limited, the Packers really balled out on offense. I think that's a great point, right, Emilio?
Yeah.
I mean, you had a banged up Jay Money all year. You know, Malik Willis stepped in when he needed to, and really the team didn't miss a beat when it came to the offense. And other than down the stretch, we might have stalled a little bit down the stretch.
Right. And maybe J Love missing Tim got the run game explosiveness kind of going early with Malik. Like, okay, hey, maybe we can rely on this throughout the year. Let's start it off early, and then, you know, let's keep adding to it.
I agree, because we talked about that when Matt was dialing up those game plans, like specifically tailored to Malik Willis's game, right? We ran a lot of RPO stuff and run heavy approach on offense, and I think you're right. That's kind of what got the ball rolling with the run game early on.
So here's another stat that came across the wire here from Warren Sharp, and I believe I caught this because our buddy Easton Butler had quote tweeted it. We'll get to his tweet here in a minute. Warren Sharp put out completions of 25-plus air yards. Green Bay led the league. And again, these are completions, passing plays that were converted, right? When the ball was in the air for more than 25 yards. So we're not talking about a 25-yard game where it was just dink and dunk 5-yard pass. This is airing this thing out, right? 22. And then next on the list in the 20 spot with 20 is Pittsburgh and Minnesota. Then it drops down to 18 for Indianapolis, 17 for the Chargers, and Cincinnati. And you'll notice all the way toward the bottom there, only 10, you'll see Chicago down there. Everybody thinks that Caleb Williams is the second coming. I'm telling you, man, it's dink and dunk, hold the ball too long, and taking sacks he shouldn't is what's going on there. So what do you guys think about that list there? I thought this was cool, man. Completions of 25-plus air yards.
Doesn't surprise me that we're at the top, right? I mean, we know Jay Money likes the old F it, read down there somewhere play, right? So it makes perfect sense. Plus, you think about the weapons he has, like, Tucker Kraft, in the tight end room, and there's plenty of targets. So it makes sense that we're up there, because as much of an emphasis as we put on the run game, with the addition of Josh Jacobs, and hopefully we'll see a little more of Marshawn Lloyd this year. That air attack is for real, and, we didn't pay Jordan all that money for him to just turn around and hand the ball off all the time. Right.
Right.
You want him to take those shots when they're there for sure.
Absolutely. You got to trust his arm. That's what you spend it on. Okay. Clay left, but my point was going to be that Detroit was down at number 8, right? So 8 explosive plays of 25 yards or more. We're basically 3 times that. I mean, 22, we're triple Detroit on their explosive pass plays, 25 yards on the field. Obviously, it's a different offense, but I mean, that's what the fans want to see, Tim, is it not? Like that's what they're excited for. They want to see the big play. They want to jump up, like, and Matt can give that to you. Jordan can give that to you. I think, like you were saying, let's just keep it rolling, keep adding to it, and trust where you spent the money.
Yeah, and having a good run game sets up those explosive passes, right? If you're just chucking the ball down the field all day, you're not gonna get many explosive completions. Yeah. But if you're able to offset that with a solid run game where that defense has to respect the run, you get that play action boot, and you get a single coverage up the seam, and you air it out, man, and you trust your receivers to make a play for sure.
Absolutely.
And Easton Butler had quote tweeted that and then put out 40-yard dash times for Packers wide receivers, combine times unless noted. Matthew Golden, 4.29. Mecole Hardman, 4.33. Bo Melton, 4.34. Christian Watson, 4.36. Sam Brown Jr., 4.44. Cornelius Johnson, 4.44. Jaden Reed, 4.45. Romero Dobbs, 4.47. Savion Williams, 4.48. Julian Hicks, 4.53. That was a pro day. And then Dontavion Wicks, 4.62. Malik Heath, 4.64. So you can see, I mean, we've got 4 receivers that are running a 4.3 or better here stepping into this year.
Romero Dobbs pretty close, not too far behind, right?
And people forget that, Tim. They really do. They forget about his 40 times. So I love the Romero. All right, so just like I said, wanted to dive into the offense a little bit. We're going to try to keep this thing going, guys. I apologize for it kicking me off. We'll try to hop on and off. You guys are doing a great job patching it together, fellas. I appreciate you. So Let's move on to a little.
He stays at the bottom and fixes his internet connection.
And now I got Lincoln over here scratching at the door. This is a damn catastrophe. Anything that could have went wrong has gone wrong this evening. So
yeah, I like Maine's comment though. Clean up the drops and then look out. Right, these guys got the wheels. If they're reeling in these passes, man, we're going to be trouble in the NFC this year.
Yeah, I completely agree. All right, let's talk about a little LVN here. So our next Chalk Talk we're going to be doing tomorrow. I was planning on doing Chalk Talk tonight for Nate Hobbs. Hopefully we can still make that happen. But tomorrow we're going to be doing an LVN Chalk Talk. So keep in mind this video is already up over on our Patreon group. So you guys can go ahead and get a jump on this, a minute 53 of some of LVN's best plays from last year. We got his sacks. We've also got – I didn't focus on the quarterback pressures. I showed the sacks and I showed the run stuffs. That's what I really keyed in on. And let's just kind of dive into the same way we did with Nate Hobbs, right? Below is a summary of the Green Bay Packers defensive end, Lucas Van Ness's strengths and weaknesses for the 2024 NFL season based on available analysis and reports. So keep in mind, most of this probably comes from PFF. So you're going to see some conflicting statistics in terms of what we show with NFL Pro and some of the stuff that's mentioned in the article itself. So let's go get into it here. Strengths, physical attributes. At 6'5", 272 pounds, Van Ness has a prototypical defensive end build with exceptional length and strength, ideal for the NFL. Athleticism and explosion. Displays explosive twitch and speed, 4.6, 40-yard dash, allowing him to chase down mobile quarterbacks like Justin Fields, as we've seen there week 1 against the Bears, obviously in LVN's rookie year. Bull rush effectiveness. His powerful bull rush is a standout, often overpowering offensive lineman when it connects. That seems to be his go-to move, is that bull rush, obviously playing inside a little bit more at Iowa than he has played here in Green Bay. Run defense, useful as a run defender with 19 solo tackles, 7 assists, and 8 tackles for a loss in 2025, showing ability to stop ball carriers. You guys will see that on Chalk Talk tomorrow. I think we got something like 7 or 8 plays where he got run stopped, where he was just dominating in the run game. And it's funny because when you look at the PFF grades, it would suggest he was horrible at run stop. We show the tape, and it's like, I don't know, man, he looked pretty stout to me. Versatility potential showed.
That is hilarious, Tim. The immediate time that he put himself above you, he timed out again. So,
and I cut my camera thinking I was clogging up the stream or something. So that's not.
Showed capability to both edge and interior roles, with the Packers experimenting with him as an interior rusher in obvious passing situations. You'll notice that too with the snap count. He's played on the inside quite a bit, a lot more than people realized from last year. Work ethic and growth, demonstrates a strong work ethic and has shown growth in confidence, particularly noted by Coach LaFleur in the 2025 offseason practices. Late season improvement, produced 12 pressures, including sacks against the Niners, Dolphins, between weeks 12 through 16 of 2024, indicate potential for impactful stretches. You'll notice when we get to the stats here in a minute, his last 4 or 5 games were just unbelievable. Last season, late season, we talked about that. Youth and upside. At 23 years old, Van Ness is still developing, with comparisons to Rashawn Gary suggesting room for a significant year 3 leap. Again, 23 years old, and there's people already ready to throw him out with the bathwater. That blows my mind. What do you guys think about the strengths there so far with LVN? Is there anything you disagree with so far? Anything you agree with? What you're excited about? Am I the only one that's like a little bit giddy about this season and seeing how 23 years old? We haven't seen his peak yet. We're nowhere near it. So
no, we need to get that drop, Clay. We absolutely need to get that Eddie Murphy Hercules drop. That's what I'm saying. I really do think he's going to take off this year. Got his feet under him, got some reps in the NFL level, and I think he's ready to grow. Now that Preston's not there, there's really nothing holding him back. Yeah, you got JJ there, but it's yours to take if you want to be that dog. That was he 13th overall. Let's show it up this year.
I agree. And I think we're all probably in the minority. It seems like a lot of the fan base gives him a lot of crap. I feel like a lot of people are down on LVN, mainly because they're probably not as patient as we are. And we understand that, guys develop at different rates. I think at his age and with the experience he's had these last couple seasons as a pro, year 3, man, this is going to be the year for him. It's now or never. For a lot of guys on this team and at this point in their career. I fully expect him to take that step and be a force to be reckoned with. And, we can talk about, there goes Clayton again.
Sit your butt outside.
Tim, you expect somebody that's had 15, 16 games, 30, in the past 2 years to have some sort of knowledge aspect ready to go, NFL mentality about, all right, I need to prepare. I need to be ready to roll so that we can get this taken care of.
I agree. And I know, I think Clay has echoed this sentiment too, is that, it's probably going to be the LVN show this year. And, JJ and Igbari may not even necessarily make this 53, depending on how things shape
crazy.
up.
I haven't even thought about that.
Yep.
All right, weaknesses. Inconsistent pass rush. Struggle with consistency, recording only 3 sacks, 6 quarterback hits, 20 pressures in 2024. With a declining pressure rate, 5.3% in 2024 versus 8.2% in 2023. What's hilarious is when you go to NFL Pro, it says quite the opposite. As you can see here, in 2023, his quarterback pressure rate was on 8.5%. Last year, it jumped to 11.2%. So that's why it's important. Watch the tape. Go watch the tape. Again, pressures and pass rush win rate, you want to argue which one's more important. I got you. That's cool. But when they have that big of a difference, that big of a drop off in pressure rate, and we can literally click and watch every single pressure he had last year, and that those numbers don't line up with whatever website or PFF is pulling constantly, that stuff I have a problem with for sure. Low pass rush win rate, his 9.5% pass rush win rate in 2024, while improved from 6.9 as a rookie, remains below expectations for a first-round pick. You notice how those two statistics conflict with each other right there? One is saying that he was better his rookie year than this year. The other is saying he's better this year than his rookie year. So technical limitations. Appears stiff as a pass rusher with poor hand usage and reliance on the bull rush, limiting his effectiveness against skilled tackles. Struggles with agility, frequently gets washed out on loop rushes, and lacks fluidity, making it hard to counter offensive linemen's adjustments. What I'm seeing there, guys, is when they run that loop and he's kind of spying the inside, they're chalking that up as, man, he ain't effective against that loop. When you can see on the tape, hand fighting and just kind of protecting that interior lane. I think there's a little bit of error there in some of the judgment on whether or not he's doing what he's supposed to do or not. Let's see, struggles with agility, frequently gets washed out on loop. We hit that, right? Injury impact, a broken thumb in 2024 hampered his hand usage. And
I think that his broken thumb also caused, the technical limitations on some of those loops. I was going to say, because when he can crash down on a loop and he's pinning the guard's hip and he's really trying to wash out that wall, Tim, it's something that, he's got the strength for. That's no problem. If he's trying to really get, work himself upfield in that loop and using his hand to swipe, punch, rip. I mean, it was his left thumb, I'm pretty sure, right?
I think
broken thumb is not going to help you one
Just
bit.
the tip, though.
Exactly. Thank you, Matt. Perfect. Because he's down there, right? They're asking him to do twists. They're asking him to do stunts. But if that's our only issue with him, he has the strength to move these guys around. That's not the problem. I think the hand fighting is really going to clean up this year. Maybe he gets himself free a little bit more, actually able to, do some moves, grab a hold of the dude's plate and everything.
You don't appreciate how important that is until you don't have it, right? We talk about the speed. We talk about the footwork, the power, the athleticism, but if you can't grip and rip, or you can't get that leverage, or it's a little more difficult to get that leverage, your game's going to suffer a little bit,
Absolutely.
You see guys play with the wrap all the time, it's not a big deal. You think, oh, it's just a thumb. It's like, man, that's pretty crucial to, like you said, your swat and swim or your hand fighting moves.
Right. And that versus like Nick Barnett when he had the club on. Remember that thing when he just had the spike? I mean, as a linebacker, okay, I just need to get wrapped up. Like you're fighting up the second level of like lineman blocks, but okay, just swat them, or I need to just get side to side. And you're going to be at a disadvantage no matter what.
And you got to know those guys on the O-line opposite of him. They know, oh, hey, it's his left hand. Oh, that thumb's wrapped up. They're going to smack that thing every chance they get,
you're
right?
Shooting for it. On the bottom of the pile, you throw a little elbow on as you're getting up. I don't know what happened there, but the birthday boy says, Greg Rice, Wall said sometimes edges get something that unlocks them and they become beasts. Hey, I'm totally fine with it. Whatever he needs to do to make that happen, I'm for it.
It
And
could
then,
be that scenario that we talked about. You know, we already said Preston Smith is out of the picture, right? Well,
Yep.
if JJ Enagbari ends up being out of the picture, and you know, we're going to put that on LVN to be that guy.
That's a runway.
Yeah.
That is an absolute runway for LVN. If
Yep.
Enagbari, and not that maybe he leaves or anything, but if he's, you know, a step down, he's gonna be known as, you know, that you know, the backup guy or the extra legs, whatever. I think that's a possibility.
Sure.
Coach Lynn here says LVN will be really good in the run game. I feel like that will help for sure. And again, back to the thumb, having being able to get off to fill and get, you know, into your gaps, A, B, C, whatever it is, it's going to be huge.
Absolutely. Especially if they kick him in too. We talked about the possibility of him maybe going inside.
Yeah.
I could definitely see him wreaking havoc against the run on the inside for sure.
All right, boys, this is a disaster. I completely restarted the computer. That's why it took me a little minute to get back in here, and it is still doing the same thing. So it's definitely on StreamYard side for me, I guess, being the host. But don't really know what else to do, so we probably won't be able to do Chalk Talk tonight game. I apologize. Amelia, I'm wondering if it's something to do with what we talked about in the beginning where it was saying that you – like, for those who don't know, they gave a new feature now on StreamYard. You know how it is. Anytime they update something, everything else breaks. So it's recording all of us individually in case we wanted to cut just our individual takes, which we could care less about. And now all of a sudden StreamYard is starting to crash. So hopefully it'll straighten itself out. But
yeah, hey, the computer from 2010 is holding up, Clay. So, I mean, I don't know if it's really me. I'm the one with the low space, obviously, but.
Right. What I'm saying is I'm wondering if where it's triggering that on your end and throwing that warning on StreamYard, if that's what's causing it to crash somehow. It makes no sense at all.
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
Nor am I, Coach. Nor am I. Let's see if we can get through the LVN talk, and then we'll kind of just wrap up after that. But, so some of the statistics here, the thing I wanted to point out, if you look down the stretch here in terms of the quarterback pressure percentage, and if we could drop that upper right logo down before I get crashed out again here, I'm sure it's about to happen because it's showing bad connection. There we go. Thank you. Look at the quarterback pressure percentage starting in week 1 here. All right. 0, 6, 10, 15, 0, 13, 9, 0, 9. Now look at this stretch right here, guys. 9, 11, 20, 26, back down to 5, 12, 41, 41% against the Seahawks, or I'm sorry, against the Saints. Then back down to 9, and then you finish week 18 with an 8% pressure rate. And then when you look at it on the year here, 2023, 8.5% quarterback pressure percentage, and then in 2024, 11.2%. Again, NFL Pro, they use GPS tracking to determine how close they are to the quarterback in terms of when the ball is out and whether or not they are landed with the pressure there. So we can show all those pressures by just clicking on those numbers there. So what do you guys think about that and how to me, the numbers show he got better last year. He had 1 less sack, but when you look at the overall quarterback pressures, 27 as opposed to 14 and jumping from 8.5% to 11.2, especially down that five-game stretch, which is what Ryan was talking about.
Yes, because Ryan was talking about that. The pressure percentage going up was at 3% there, Tim, and he really only had 50 some more snaps. I think he was like at 347, ended at 407 this year, and he's only getting 40% of the playing time. So that's one thing that he's excelled, not having a bunch of opportunities, but it's also you can't get into a smooth groove if you're not, facing the same dude or setting him up or anything like that.
Absolutely. And I'll take higher pressure rate than sacks all day. We talk about that pressure pick coverage sack all day. And, you hit on the snaps, right? I fully expect LVN to be playing at least half of the snaps this year, right? Probably get another 10 to 15% increase in his amount of snaps that he's playing. And if he's on the field more often, he's going to have more opportunities. I mean, doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. One of the biggest gripes we've had about him is that he's not been on the field. We want to see him on the field more, right?
That's it. We talk about the hockey line all the time. If he gets up to 600 snaps, if he adds another 200, that's a third of what he's done already here. I mean, you give him the opportunities, things can happen. He can't do anything on the sideline, though.
Yep. All right, moving along. PFF grades. This is where it gets ugly. All right. And we'll just go overall by week. If I cut out, you guys just jump right in. 65, 46, 64, 59, 69, 30, 30, 63, 51, 33, 82, 68, 68, 61, 61, 56, 65. Remember that
65%.
65%. That's what remember the Saints game where he had what was it, a 41% pressure rate, right?
Mm-hmm.
How in the hell did they give him an overall grade of 61? His pass rush was only a 74. How are you getting pressure on the quarterback at let's say it was 30% and it was overinflated? And we know it's not because we can go watch the actual clips. But let's say it is overinflated. How is he not higher than a 74 pressure? You understand what I'm saying? Quarterback pressure. So that really kind of strikes me as odd there.
Yeah.
Now, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say to that was I think they also kind of let him start getting a little bit more reps on run defense. Not that they purposely put him out there for run defense, but to Coach Lynn's point earlier, hopefully that gives him an opportunity to be on the field more if he's starting to get better and not excel at it. But that's going to be a better part of his game, not a weakness.
This is hilarious. Pancake Man in here just used the same
Just use the same. Yeah. Yep. Pancake Man. I'm sure Clayton was going to go ahead and lay into the Pancake Man. We're pretty sure Pancake Man is who keeps knocking Clayton out of the pod.
Bro, what I was saying is Pancake Man used the same exact line of the other account from the other night that was just spamming the chat and hitting it. Like,
Isn't
use
it
the
3
same.
a.m. there?
What's that?
Isn't it 3 a.m. there?
It should be. So, all right. It's in terms of contract. Let's see if we can get through it. Boys, we're almost to 40 minutes.
Give me a number, Clay. Give me a number. We can get talking.
Yeah, we're 9 minutes away. So here's what we got. This year, the cap hit is only $4.7 million. Next year, it jumps to $5.5 million.
Deal.
All right, and then of course you got the club option with the 5th-year option if you want to go that way. That heat frying up the Wi-Fi. I think it is, man. So yeah, your number is at 4.7, and then next year it jumps to 5.5. Go look at the other edge rushers across the league and what they're getting paid in terms of cap hit. Go ahead, Emilio.
No, that's 4.7. That's, I mean, hey, I'll take that. If you're talking, that's what we were going to pay for Ja. I mean, whatever. But LVN, hey, the edge rush at 4.7 with 12%, 11% in pressure rate and climbing. I think that's something that we can completely get behind. And it's not like he's not just trying to go out there just for pressures. Like he's a selfless dude. I remember that the Tennessee game where he had his sack or he had the sack or Rashawn had the sack and he washed it out for him so that he could get it. And it's just like, dude, it's a brotherhood down there. You're fighting in the trenches. You got to help your buddies sometimes.
Yep.
Yeah. Definitely. So again, in terms of the contract, as I think it was Solder said, LVN is cheap labor, so you better get used to him being a Packer. Amen to that. Mm-hmm. We know how Goody loves those deals, and that's definitely a deal in that regard. Again, you got someone who finished the year with 11% pressure rate, and he's $4.7 million against the cap. Actually, last year he was 3.9 against the cap. So
with a 5th-year option upcoming.
It's coming up in 2027, Emilio. So I wonder what that'll be by then. That'll be a significant number there.
20 plus.
Oh yeah, it would have to be, right. Whatever Quay's number was this year, right? I would imagine. So
Quay's was like 15, yeah. So I could see a franchise tag on that, Tim, at 20 plus in 2 years. So the question is, would you slap it on him if maybe say LVN shows out this year, right? Would you be willing to slap it on him to get him over that hump to say, hey, we want to get a deal done for $20 million? I'm not sure. I think I would, but it really kind of would depend on how this year goes.
Yeah. Talk to me after week 8, right? Let's
that's fair.
See what we're looking at, right? I agree. We still don't know what they're doing with Quay right now, too, right? Let's see what they work out for him.
That's true.
Yeah. So, am I choppy at all on here, guys?
Nope.
How in the world is there such a bad connection that it cut me off, but I'm not getting blurry or anything? That's just
you're not getting blurry. You're not getting the Wi-Fi misconnection or anything. I have no idea.
Unbelievable. Clay, get pedal fast enough to keep this thing running. Got to check on the hamster wheel down there and see if that guy's still. Well, we got Lincoln down on the wheel downstairs, right? So there you go. There's your LVN breakdown. Again, tomorrow we're going to do, Lord willing, Tomorrow we'll do a chalk talk on LVN. I think you guys will be surprised. Make sure you go check that out in our Patreon group. The video is already up. You can go ahead and get a jump on it. And we got him keyed up circles so you can find him real easy on the field. And let us know in the comments, let us know in the Patreon group what you think about that tape. We were going to do Nate Hobbs chalk talk tonight, but it'll be an absolute disaster. It's already a disaster. I love how people in the chat were already saying like, "Oh man, this show is great." Who was it that said it in there? They're loving it, right? Of course you do. Bunch of degenerates.
Yep, and there goes because I think Clay's frustrated with the degenerates in the chat, and that's why he's having a problem here coming in and out. Now, I really am kind of excited to see if he has enough internet to get through this next 5 minutes. But the Packers' schedule this upcoming year could be something to write home about.
Absolutely. Other than the early bye, I'm not a big fan of the week 5 bye, true. But hey, it's all right. We'll be all right. I see the Bears have a week 5 bye as well. So
and Vikings are 6 and Lions are 8. So I would say that doesn't make me sad, I guess. At least they don't get that late bye. Maybe we're humming after weeks. We get through Rodgers and we just start cruising.
We'll be good. We're 4-0 going into the bye week. Book it.
I like it.
Let's go.
All right, boys. Let's hang out with the chat for a second. I'm going to be able to hop back on and end this thing in about 4 minutes. So you guys put the chats. Anything else y'all want to talk about here? Let's bring it home for us, guys. Bring it home.
Bring it home. How old is LVN? 23 or 24?
He's 23.
Okay.
23 going on
24 this year?
Yeah, he's 23, July 6th. So he's turning 24 in a few days here. So that would be in 2 years. So, I mean, by 26, 27, I think you maybe would slap a 5th year on him, sign him for a 3-year deal, and then you're out of there if you don't like him past 30. Yeah, I could see Goody kind of finagling something like that.
I agree. Again, based on what we see this year, right? We want to see him make that step.
My big thing is Brenton Cox Jr. Like, with the numbers he put up last year and the limited snaps he had, and again, that pressure percentage is probably going to go down the more snaps he gets. That's just kind of common there. If they would give him a legitimate shot now that he's shored up, setting the edge and playing a little bit better run defense, I feel like at least he's not running himself out of the play. I think the thing that sets him back the most or kind of puts him behind the 8 ball, 2 things. LVN being a first-round pick. We know Goody loves his early-round picks, right? And then the second thing is LVN played the run pretty darn good, man. Like, I'm telling you, when we watch this tape tomorrow, you're going to go, how did he have such a low run defense grade? Because he was attacking across the formation too. Really, really good job. Really good job. So, and again, are we saying he's a top 32 edge rusher? Absolutely not. But what we are saying is this is going into year 3. Don't be surprised if he takes a huge step this year. This is the year that Trey Hendrickson took the big step, was year 3. Matter of fact, pretty much 90% of the analytics, the statistics, everything that you've got on LVN up to this point, he has outperformed Trey Hendrickson in his first 2 years in the league. And that's why it's important to kind of step back, take a deep breath. Okay, yeah, maybe we've got something here. You just got to let them develop. And I know we're all impatient. I'm as impatient as anyone. That's why I'm kind of wanting to see Brenton Cox Jr. on the field a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. I think so. Greg Rice here says, is he really swole this year? Holmes MD1 came in with the medical terms and said, yes, Greg, yoked. I absolutely love that. I mean, if the dude can bench a house, let's get him out there and start moving some of these O-linemen around, which is going to be awesome to see when Tim's there at training camp. Yeah. And just to see those kind of battles, everybody getting a little bit better, getting everybody in the weight room this offseason. All these guys aren't rookies. They're not going through all that pre-training and learning the playbook and, figuring out what it's like to be in NFL. Like, these guys have been here before. It's business as usual, and let's get back on the grind.
Yep. Maine in the chat says playing against A-Rod and Ja this year is wild, man. We haven't even really talked about the fact that we're playing both of those guys this year. That's going to be –
and both of them are going to catch that L, baby. Let's go.
Baltimore's going to be tough, man. That's going to be
crazy that it's the last game of the season, too.
Yeah.
What about that, man? What if – they talk about you want to be playing your best football going into the playoffs. Let's say the Packers do finish with 11 wins, right? Let's say 11, 12 wins, something like that. Could you imagine finishing the year beating Baltimore and creating like some serious going into the playoffs, that would be absolutely awesome, man.
Yep.
And who knows, Ja may not even be in the lineup by then. I'm not trying to be a douche here, but I mean, that's the reality of how his luck has gone the last few years, not being able to.
Yeah, not being able to stay on the field and use those reps. I mean, what was it? It's like 16 games, like half of his games, less than half the games. Brutal, absolutely brutal.
It's going to be interesting to see how they use him there in Baltimore. Kind of just, I don't know if they're going to have him on a snap count or whatever, but they're going to probably try and get as much as they can out of him. But that's a great point. Like, you never know by week 17 if he's even still in the lineup.
But looking at it backwards makes me happy that we're playing an AFC team week 17. So we can square our kind of our track away before that. Everybody else could be in a pickle going into that week 17 game, maybe needing to play, maybe, can't rest guys, things like that.
I agree. A couple of tough divisionals there too. You got Minnesota, Detroit, and Chicago back to back to back. Those are must-win ball games. And then, like you said, you got an AFC team and an AFC team there in week 15 and 17. So if you take care of business in your division, there's no reason why we shouldn't be feeling pretty good going into that final game at Lambeau against Baltimore.
Absolutely.
Let's go rapid fire real quick with Detroit's schedule. So if I get cut off, you guys pick up where I left off. I'm just going to say the opponent. You tell me if they win or lose. This is from Detroit's perspective, okay? Win or loss for Detroit. Week 1 at Green Bay.
Baby.
Gotta be
a loss. All right. Week 2 versus the Bears.
Dub.
That's a dub.
All right. Week 3 at the Baltimore Ravens.
L.
I'm gonna say a dub for right now.
Okay. Week 4, they got the Browns at home.
Dub.
Week 5 at the Bengals.
Dub.
Yeah. Dub.
Week 6 at the Chiefs.
L.
Wow. Week 7, the Buccaneers at home.
L.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think let's go Baker. I'll take the L there.
Week 9 at home against the Vikings.
Dub.
All
right. Yeah, that's a dub.
Week 10 at the Commanders.
Ooh, tie.
Damn it, Tim. We're about to lose connection.
I think it could be 2 L's back to back here.
I agree. I'm going to go L there as well.
Okay.
Week 11 at Philly. They got a tough schedule, guys.
Yeah.
That's an L.
L. Yeah, L.
L? Y'all ain't going to believe this when we tallied up. This is wild. Week 12, the Giants at home.
Dub.
All right. Week 13, the Packers at home. Let's call that a dub.
I was going to say dub.
All right.
Nah, we're beating them twice this year.
Week 14, the Cowboys at home.
Dub.
I agree. Week 15 on the road to the LA Rams.
Surprise L. I think they catch that L.
I think I might stay dub there.
Are you? So we got to pick one. You guys got to decide.
Oh, okay. I'll go with Tim then. We'll take an L against the Rams.
You know what? Since it's split, if it's split, let's give them a dub.
Yeah, dub. And then I've got because I had the L for the Rams and then the dub against the Steelers. So I think we're going to cancel each other out anyway, right?
Okay.
What did you have for week 16? Do you have them winning
against the Steelers? I think they're going to get a dub against the Steelers and Rodgers.
Okay.
All right. And then week 17 at the Vikings.
That's a loss.
Well, yeah, that's a
loss. Into the playoffs, maybe they're running downhill.
Give me your thoughts on that schedule right there, and I'm going to tally this win total up real quick.
Here's my thought.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs?
Absolutely. Yeah, I what will be nice is they play Baltimore early, right? So that's going to be something that we can go back on later in the year, kind of key back into it. All right, a North opponent that we're used to played the team that we got to go up against already. We're going to see Cleveland before they do. We're going to see the Cowboys before they do. And we're going to see the Bengals right after they do. So I think that going into those first couple weeks, there's going to be a lot of learning tape that we can get out of the Detroit games going into some of our opponents coming up.
That's a great point.
And we get the Bears on the road at the end. I was like, man, this ain't tallying up right. They're going to beat the Bears, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So here's what we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 games. Yep, that's correct, Clay.
I think we got them at 10 wins probably at the most.
So we got 10 wins. 1, 2,
nice.
3.
Nice, nice, Tim.
Thanks for the update.
Clay. Honestly, we don't even need Clay. So what? They're 10-7. I think you have to have double digits to take the North. Not, I mean, to even get into the playoffs, obviously, but
10-7 isn't going to win the North, though.
Right. That's true. But to give you a snowball's chance in hell that you get a shot, you got to be double digits.
Yep.
So again, if the Packers get to 11 wins, I think you got a legit shot to win this division. And now, could the Lions win 12 games? They could. That's possible, right? But I don't think we were we were like haters when
we were picking through the wins losses. I don't think so either. I think that
we're pretty objective. I think.
Yes, right? Absolutely. Yeah, and they're going to be on. They're on TV a lot, right? They're going to have a lot of games that we get to watch. It's going to be a busy season.
All right. I'm about to go Jack Torrance in The Shining over here. All right. So we're done. We're done for the night. I'm ending the stream right now, guys. Thank you all so much in the chat for putting up with us. This was a horrible show. It'll probably cut out before I can even end the show. So we're just going to say
that would be.
It would be hilarious, right?
You think God never farted?
So we're out. We'll be back tomorrow, guys. I promise tomorrow, Hobbs, Chalk Talk, and we'll probably do LVN on the same episode as well. We'll just jump into a bunch of tape tomorrow. And again, keep your eye out for some of the other videos we're going to be posting. You'll see more and more content on the channel, not just the live streams. So I appreciate everybody in the chat. You guys were awesome. As always, let's go out and be the change we want to see in the world. Bates with the super chat. Appreciate you fighting through the technical difficulties. Go Pack, go. Bates, thank you for being in here, buddy.
Thanks,
you for
Bates. Going to the new phone.
He said, take that 10 spot and get a better internet, please. All right, everybody have a great night. We appreciate y'all. Go Pack, go.
Here we go. We're out.
Bye, guys.